Today, the Small Business Administration released information about which businesses received and were approved for coronavirus relief loans and how much they received. Now, the total pot nationally, $519 billion. Businesses right here in the tri-state have also benefited. The WCPO 9I team spent today going through that information for our rebound investigation, part of our ongoing series to hold agencies providing relief accountable. Around 11,000 companies just with Cincinnati addresses alone received approval for PPP loans totaling nearly $340 million. This includes some private schools, restaurant groups, and car dealerships. Names of other businesses are unknown. The numbers go up when you include businesses in the suburbs.
Don't complain about it. Be grateful you got it, but I asked for 24,000, I got 7.
But the WCPO 9I team also discovered some possible disadvantages in the process for awarding those loans to minority-owned businesses. Investigative reporter Dan Monk explains.
When the snooty fox called, Joyce Speaker jumped.
I got very excited and went through the house yipping and yelling and throwing my arms up, and I was very excited to get back to work.
Speaker has worked 32 years at the consignment store founded by Donna Spiegel. When the store ended its coronavirus closure June 1st, all but one of its roughly 100 employees came back.
I was getting calls from them and emails. When are we going to open? Please tell me we're going to open.
Spiegel says it couldn't have happened without a Paycheck Protection loan. She wouldn't say how much she received, but new data publicly released Monday by the Small Business Administration indicates Snooty Fox got between $150,000 and $350,000.
It was a big lifesaver, that's for sure.
With 11 retail locations like this one in Anderson Township, the Snooty Fox is the kind of small business the Paycheck Protection Program was built to serve. Not only did it have 100 employees eager to come back to work, but it also had an accountant to fill out its application and a bank to shepherd it through the SBA approvals process. Not every small business has those kinds of resources.
It was not real clear instructions how you were supposed to do it.
Stevie Swain owns a consulting firm and serves on WCPO's advisory board. She got a Paycheck Protection loan, but her minority-owned business only received 30% of what she requested with no explanation.
Don't complain about it. Be grateful you got it, but I asked for 24,000, I got 7. Okay, well, I guess I left it alone at that.
There's a substantial number of people who did not get what they asked for.
John Ahrensmeyer is president of Small Business Majority in San Francisco. It published a survey July 1st showing minority-owned businesses were more likely than white-owned businesses to receive a smaller loan amount than they requested.
The minority community is not as well banked. They don't have the existing relationships. And the way PPP was set up, it was based upon pre-existing relationships with banks and other lending institutions. So those who had solid relationships intended to borrow more money went to the front of the line.
Ahrensmeyer would like to verify his survey's findings with SBA data, but it wasn't publicly available until now, and the SBA data shows most race and gender information is listed as unanswered.
I mean, we're talking about a close to $500 billion program here, and there's a real need for the public to understand where the bulk of the money went.
On Monday, the SBA released information for about 700,000 PPP loans nationwide. But the data doesn't give the full loan amounts for businesses that got more than $150,000. And for businesses who got less than that, the business name isn't identified at all.
We really need to have the ability to go in and see who has gotten the money, what they're using it for.
Stevie Swain would also like to know more about the SBA loan process. She says she wasn't asked to answer demographic questions, but she did have to provide a copy of her driver's license.
What was their determining factor in why they didn't give out what was requested?
The SBA says approximately 75% of all borrowers didn't give their demographic data, and it's working to collect that data during the loan forgiveness process. Back at the Snooty Fox, while owner Donna Spiegel is not eager to provide details on her loan,
I cannot.
she recognizes the need for public disclosure.
If that's important to get back to Congress and say this wasn't fair, you messed up, you need to help these people, yeah, I think that you disclose what you have.
Dan Monk, WCPO 9 I-Team.
If you would like to see the full list of which businesses in our area were approved for PPP loans, check out Dan's digital story on WCPO.com.